Hey guys, this is What If Deadpool Was in The Boys. This is about to be a good one. Just got done watching Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh my lordy lord. They cooked. They literally made the perfect recipe. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it was too much. I mean, like, it's okay. No, it was the best. It was the best MCU movie we got in a while. But I'm not going to spoil none of it for you guys. Because this is what you came here for. And plus, it's only been like a few days after it came out. And I know half of you guys don't have the money to do that. I know I didn't. I barely spent it myself. But let's get into it. What if Deadpool... Sorry, I'm scratching my arm. What if Deadpool was in The Boys Part 1? Now, I looked over The Boys and realized, what's the best point in time I should insert Deadpool? At first, I was going, oh... Pause! Like a version of Deadpool that was born in The Boys world or something that can break the fourth wall. Nope. No, that's too basic. I'm just going to be taking... Well, either way, it's too basic. I'm just going to be taking the more interesting route. And the more normal route. And just taking the MCU or Fox universe Deadpool and chucking him inside the Boys universe as a multiverse type person, basically just messing around the Boys universe, and basically also helping the Boys and not really finding the soups in this world also good. And also his involvement might change majority of the soups outlook on life and pretty much change their character in itself. So we're going to be diving deep into season 2 of The Boys. And season 1 is kind of, tame a little bit. Isn't a lot of space where Deadpool could pop in and would really be doing much of anything besides everything else. So we're going to dive in season 2 of What If Deadpool Was in The Boys. Let's dive right into it. Enough of me talking. Let's dive right into season 2, episode 1 of The Boys. The Big Ride. So we start our story off with episode 1, like I said earlier, and majority of the episode starts off pretty tame, pretty light. Nothing changes too much until right around the time where they look back at, video footage of what went down. Well, not video footage. We can switch right to, the hideout of the soup terrorists we came across in, pretty much season 1 at the finale episode. And basically Noir's story. But his mission would be kind of thwarted. When he was infiltrating the base, basically taking down majority of everybody in there and just basically knocking them all down one by one, eventually he would come across some sort of portal in one of the, porta potties, as he would hear some sort of smirkish voice starting to cuss saying it's a bunch of doo-doo on my feet. He would have kicked down the door and we would see Deadpool. And Deadpool would come here under the comic book and TV show. Basically, let's say in this universe, Deadpool came across the Boys TV show all the way up until season 5, him knowing everything that happens in the story in itself, and basically now is just kind of going with the flow, figuring out maybe I should just mess around in this universe, since it's a kind of a off-grid part of the universe of the multiverse, since majority of nobody really cares about this universe outside of the people inside the universe. I don't know nothing about anything about the TVA and the multiverse or anything like that. So pretty simple. Yeah, pretty simple. This TV show and everything like this would have been a real thing in a pretty much the prime universe, and basically being it being a TV show, right? And Deadpool would watch it. Deadpool would come in this world and basically come across and decapitate pretty much the soup terrorists or the burn truth or something before Noir got hit with the blast or the explosion. Noir and Deadpool would have looked at each other. Deadpool would have started to talk his mouth off as Noir would have tried to fight him. But pretty much what happened is Deadpool would just straight up start to knock down Noir, as pretty much during this time, Noir would have been stopped, and Deadpool saying that he's a new recruit for the, 7, basically lying straight to his face. As Noir would have kind of just, said, okay, like it was nothing. But we see that after that, we see that Deadpool would have, comforted the boy that was upstairs with his teddy bear a way better, funnier manner than whatever the hell Noir was doing with him doing the, bro, what are you doing, man? Bro, you got a burnt hole in your chest and you trying to comfort a boy like that? That boy gonna have psychological problems for the rest of his life. Nah, you just cooked him. Well, we can switch back to, America, as pretty much Homelander is throwing a crappy excuse for a speech at Translucent's, well, pretty much funeral. And we know for a fact, I would never want my funeral broadcasted on live television where everyone can see. I know I'm a hero, but that's just crazy work, man. Just having my body on display is insane, bro. And it's not even your real body, bro. They use the Translucent pretty much brand for insane, bro. They used it insanely, bro. I mean, goddamn. That's literally just an empty coffin. Nothing's in there. But we can switch to the end of that story. But we also see that Deep is kind of tweaking in a bar, noticing that they cropped his shoulder. I've seen this meme around TikTok so much. But yeah, that's my shoulder, man. That's my shoulder, man. They cut me, man. Like, bro. Come on, Deep. Like, chill, man. Like, no one cares about you, bro. Like, you're the fish dude. You're the fish dude. Like, in spoilers for season 4. But I legitimately thought he was just a literal pathetic soup that only be able to breathe underwater and talk to fish. I did not know he had superhuman durability and strength. And also they said, hey, you know how to kill him? We don't. As we and you saying, hold on, wait. You told me you don't know how to kill the Deep? That's insane, bro. That's a different level. That's different, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. And we get switched to pretty much what happened. Live television, and the fabricated relationship between Starlight and Homelander and everything would have gone down. What would happen is you see a Deadpool would have showed up at the boys' lair, or pretty much hideout, as he would have been confused, saying, who the hell are you? As he would have basically said, well, I'm here to help you guys, saying that he's going to help you take down the 7 if that's what you want. Huey would be confusing. What do you mean? Okay, Huey, relax. Listen to me. I guess you could say I'm from a different universe, but I guess you could say I'm also a friend of yours. I saw you a lot. You're one of my favorite characters besides Homelander. And I might just say he's a good character because the powers and stuff. You know, cool, right? Awesome, right? Huey would be confused on who the hell is he talking to. And second of all, why in the hell is he here to help them? This has to be set up. He starts to yell, and pretty much Deadpool grabs him by the mouth and starts to straight up strangle him, saying, if you make another move, I'll rip your jaw clean off your freaking head. Eventually, Deadpool and Huey would have talked for at least about solid 30 minutes, along with the rest of the boys, and them figuring out that you can probably trust them, but them still having pretty much kind of a, just saying, this dude is tweaking, bro. They would eventually kind of realize that Deadpool was kind of crazy since he would start talking to the audience multiple times. And honestly, just tweaking, bro. Now, basically what happened is Huey would kind of want this to happen because he wanted his help to take down the 7 since, well, what was happening with Homelander and Starlight was getting to him really hard. It was like breaking down his mental psyche a lot. And also the whole fact that Butcher dipped out and he's been gone. And now we see that Huey and Starlight are talking. And Huey's talking to her and kind of asking her, maybe you can grab some Compound V for this project or something we're trying to do. We can switch back to the Deep situation, as Deep is still going through a midlife crisis. And basically he's bailed out by the Archer. Or somebody, what was his name? Eagle the Archer. Basically a black suit that was very light skinned. I don't even know, man. Like, this dude is literally just Hawkeye. Maybe his superpower is like incredible super sight, super hearing. I mean, not super hearing, super eyes. And that's even a hard. Anything that has super sense is kind of a cool power, but at the same time, it's kind of a huge weakness because what if someone just straight up throws a flash grenade and a sonic boom thing at your face? Like, you're cooked, you're done, and you're probably gonna have a freaking anaphylactic shock because you're gonna be in so much pain and you're gonna be overexposed to those elements a lot. I mean, it's gonna be freaking crazy. But we can switch back to pretty much everything going on in the news with people saying what's going on. Basically, them assuming Butcher killed Madam Stidwell, as well he did, but basically them literally going balls bonkers crazy about this on the news. But we would get switched back to basically the boys watching the news alongside Deadpool. As Deadpool, for plot reasons, and him just looking down at the camera saying, this dude, this YouTuber, kind of has shitty writing, but it kind of hurt my feelings. But like, dude, it's really just about like the plot. So basically, what happened is Deadpool and Kimiko actually would have came along. Wait, hold on, whoa. That sounded so wrong. They would have got along. The majority of them would literally be tweaking, bro. As he says that maybe we can maybe getting some V. Maybe someone can help us, right? Maybe this dude? the red suit dude, Fridge would have said, oh, him, maybe. But I don't know about you, but someone walking around in bright red with guns and katanas on their back is not going to be so suspicious, or I don't know, suspicious, but not so, under the radar as you think, Huey. As Huey would have just said, okay, wait, let me think. Mother's Milk would have started to tweak out, saying, shut the fuck up, Huey, man. You literally cannot do this. It's over. This thing is over. We're on the run. We're famous. Our faces are plastered everywhere. Deadpool saying my face isn't. As Kimiko would have chuckled a little bit. Or not chuckled, but smiled. As basically, we'll see that, well, Mother Smoke would have looked at him. And would have gone on about the main thing. Your face isn't plastered anywhere because you're wearing a goddamn mask. But what happened is, Deadpool would have said, I can probably get it for you if you're willing to do a little thing for me. As pretty much Deadpool will start to go over the future plans, saying that he has future sight just to give a little bit of more plot to them, telling them that he is from a different universe. Them not believing in him at all. Deadpool would have said it doesn't matter if you believe me or not, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the future. With Homelander and all new soups happening, and how Homelander takes over the freaking country and does a bunch of other crappy, insane stuff, like killing Noir and a bunch of other things that basically changed the, trajectory of your universe a lot. As Deadpool would have said that he's on a mission to change all of that. And basically, let's just put it simple, fix this world and just basically have it as his own kind of playground. Put it simple, Deadpool just wants to fix his world. Now, Deadpool does say that he is kind of stuck here for the meanwhile, since his last jump from the TVA portal thingy was kind of, let's just say, taken advantage of. Well, in this universe, or in this, I guess, timeline, with Deadpool going and leaving the TVA after he found out the TVA was going to let his universe die, him going on this montage with Wolverine and a bunch of other stuff, after that would have happened in this universe, after Deadpool would have saved the world, or whatever, with, pretty much Wolverine. And that's not really even a spoilers, because let's be real, man, like, that's literally what the whole movie's about, saving the world. But whatever. But with that happening, in this universe, this version of Deadpool would have gone on his own time-traveling, universe-hopping shenanigans after the movie. And this would be after Deadpool 2, 1, and 3, Deadpool and Wolverine version of Deadpool, with his more, basically, I guess, better sight, I guess. But what would happen is we could switch back to the 7th Tower, as Homelander would have been told by Ashley as she's going to be the new head management taking after Steadwell, but also telling him that she got a new recruit, as Homelander would have said, well, I can't wait to meet them. Let's go. Let's see him now. As instead of it being, Blind Spot, it would actually be Deadpool. As Deadpool would have shown off his fighting skills, his acrobatics, and a bunch of other things, as pretty much, he would also start to smart talk his way towards Homelander, not being scared of him in the slightest, as what would happen is they would have looked at each other saying, so, what's your power? Him saying, well, I can't die, that's it. Superhuman strength, durability, all sorts of other things. I can't die. That's literally, the main thing. I literally cannot die. So Homelander says, oh, so what about just... As Homelander would literally just rip out Deadpool's heart. As Ashley would literally be, in pure disarray. But Deadpool would have said, is that the best you got? He would have chuckled, and his heart would have started to grow back. As Deadpool would have chuckled, and very much, Homelander would have said, nice. I get the green light on this one, Ashley. As he would have walked away, but he would also pull Ashley's side, saying that, put it simple, I don't enjoy you picking things for me since you are not the boss of me. No matter what they tell you, you are my lapdog. You are beneath me, Ashley. You are a puppet, and I'm the string master. If you ever pick anything without my consent, I will laser your fucking head off. But in this predicament, you did the right thing picking this dude. He has some skills, and basically he's just a mouthy version of Noir, but he could be useful. As he would have walked away, so what happened is Ashley would have been literally pissing her pants, but Deadpool saying that it's okay, and that he's on their side, as pretty much Ashley would have just been absolutely like, what the fuck? But after that, we get switched to what happened later on. After whatever was going on with pretty much Starlight trying to get her hands on some Compound V, and basically finding this universe's version of some sort of regenerative weirdo that literally cuts off his organs and sells them to people for money, and literally just said, I'll give you an extra $20 if you like, I'll let you cut off my dingling. Like, bro, what? I know regeneration is a huge money glitch in the real world if you are able to regenerate. Like, if you can sell, like, you know how expensive the human body is on the black market? I've never known that until I looked at Instagram. That's crazy. That's crazy how I learned the price of organs on Instagram, bro. That's insane, bro. But pretty simple, like, I'm like, what in the Christ garnet? What the? I'm confused as hell, dude. But pretty simple, yeah, like, what happens is, yeah, honestly, I would do the same thing, but I wouldn't, do that to myself. I'll probably sell it on the black market. I wouldn't outright tell people that I have powers or let them cut off my body parts. Like, that's just weird, dude. But let's dive away from that. We're getting switched right back to Starlight's situation after she would have basically blackmailed this dude. But before that would have happened, we see that the boys would have figured out that one of their members literally got tanked by a soup earlier. And basically, well, Deadpool's on his own mission, basically figuring out how to infiltrate the 7 even more. But what happened is they would figure out basically everything happening with a soup on the run, and also figure out everything about how it's a random soup that was smuggled out of the country in here with some sort of telekinesis abilities. And they are tweaking, bro. Like, what the? Like, bro, we're cooked. Nah. How the hell does this even happen? They see a whole entire freaking boat flipped over on its backside, and Kimiko is like locked in. She's like, what the hell happened here? And Kimiko somehow, in my opinion, I don't know what she thinks, but I think she knows what happened here. We get switched away from that as we get switched back to Deadpool. As Deadpool would have gotten his whole interrogation, as we would get a whole new scene with Deadpool basically talking and pretty much frantically trying to think, as he would eventually notice that, you're kind of a weirdo. You know that, Noir? As he would have tried to talk to Noir consistently not saying a word to him, saying, I'm just literally just keeping quiet. So Noir would have said, and that would basically be it. So, but besides that fact, what would happen is after that, we get switched back to the boys and everything happening with them asking people, basically, what are your thoughts on soup terrorists or supervillains? Now, pretty much, Homelander would have said that we're going to be doing Saving America, not the world, since, this is America, okay? Him being a very pretentious asshat, but it is what it is. He's Homelander. Come on now. He's Homelander. He's supposed to be a horrible person. And you cannot tell me in the comments, Homelander's broken. No. Shut up. He's not. He's not broken. He's just crazy, bro. Like, dude, we've seen people that are broken in TV before, and they never did the shit Homelander does. I mean, come on, man. What he did to those people in the lab that raised him away to a freaking crisp in that giant oven over there. And you proceeded to act like it was nothing. It was crazy work. But yeah, like, what happened is we get switched out of that whole scene. Before that would have ended, we see a Deadpool just straight up walk into the room, and pretty much Homelander would have been kind of confusing. What the hell? Where he come from? As he would have said that, well, him talking to them saying that we should be saying save the world. Because Margaret would have said, what do you mean? Saving America, right? As she would have said that, no, saving the world is a little bit better because, well, we're giving hope to everybody around the world, and it's being inclusive, making people a lot more hopeful for the entire world, not just America. So America is a very small portion of the world, depending on everything else going on in the world. Not the small portion, but let's just say it's not the main focus of the entire world. Him also going deep into basically what's going on about how supervillains are a little bit better than super terrorists, if I'm being honest. he would have slowly started to just start cracking jokes and just fucking with people. As Homelander would have been pissed off at this point. Homelander like saying, I gotta kill this dude. This nigga doesn't know who the boss is, man. After that, what would happen, after Deadpool walked out the room, what would happen is, let's just say, Homelander would have tried to press him. As Deadpool would have instantly pretty much teed up against him, saying, do your worst, man. And they would have been at a standstill, bro. Deadpool is not scared of this big buffoon, bro. This overgrown man-child. He does not care. And Deadpool is pressed against him too, bro. Like he's saying, I don't like how you did my boy Noir. As pretty much Homelander would say, what are you talking about? As Deadpool would have said, oh right. At this point, the season hasn't gone as far as I've seen it, you know, guys? And Noir, he's my favorite character too. Like that was just like kind of a shitty way to go. I mean, like, come on now. Just because you're the dad. As Homelander would have been confused, saying, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, what are you yapping on about? As he would have just said, nothing that concerns you, Blondie. As he would have said, you know what? Listen to me now. As pretty much Deadpool would have said, no, listen to me. Let go of me now. I'll see you later, buddy. As he would have walked away, as pretty much Homelander in his years of being here, he's never had a member of the Seven defy him in that way and not be even in the slightest scared of him at all. Not even have respect for him on that matter because he just did whatever the hell he wanted just now. Homelander even thinking about, maybe I should just kill him, but I ripped out his heart and they didn't even stop him at all. We can switch to pretty much, well, The Deep talking to, well, pretty much, what was his name? Oh yeah, Eagle the Archer, head ass. But them trying to convince him to get on, I guess you could say, the church's side or whatever. Carol would have tried to convince him to try to tackle his problems head on. As pretty much The Deep would have just been kind of saying, you guys can leave me alone and, you know, get the hell out of my face. As he would be very resilient. Now, Deep's whole arc or story plot, I really wanted him to have a redemption arc. I legitimately wanted The Deep to have a redemption arc and figure out and realize that he is a horrible person and he should grow as a person and be better. And not just that. The Seven just let him back in and literally swiped all the even little bit of progress he got from this. Like, The Deep had so much potential to become a better person and maybe even help the boys. Let's be real here. Because, like, The Deep is literally treated like a laughing stock from both sides. From the press, from the media, and also from his own teammates on the Seven. To put it simple, The Deep is kind of treated like ass. And I feel like, in my opinion, The Deep had every right to join the boys and become a better person. But I guess not. I guess they just like made him an absolute idiot, bro. Because I feel like the Deep could have become such a better character if he just straight up went through a redemption arc and actually figured out that he is a horrible person and he is literally the epitome of a dirtbag, and he could become a better person if he just strives to it. He didn't need a church or anything. He didn't need to marry that poor woman and destroy her and break her psyche down. He didn't have to do that at all. All he had to do is, I don't even know, bro. Didn't he have like he should have had like a shit ton of money saved up from being on the Seven. So I don't know about you. And also all the commercial deals he did with sushi and crap. He should have straight up just, I don't know about you, he should have straight up just went and left the country and just went to the Bahamas or some shit. And just go to a monk monastery and become a monk. Become a monk, Deep. Like, come on, man. Like, you could do so much more with yourself. But you decide to be this dude. I mean, come on. This dude could have been going through a whole redemption arc and could have joined the boys at that point. Like, come on, man. Like, that might be another what if for another time. Like, what if The Deep actually became a better person? But let's dive right back into the main story. Enough of me yapping on about my own insight on this episode. So after the episode ended, after Butcher and Huey would have actually started to press against each other, but then being interrupted by, well, pretty much Deadpool. As Deadpool would have said, I got the compound V, as what would happen is he actually stopped Starlight. As Starlight was basically on the street, he would basically grab it from her, sneakingly, just for plot, as he would literally just give it to Huey, saying that that's what she wanted, right? Him sitting down saying, so, what next, boys? We get switched back to what would happen, live streaming, as we would get introduced to Stormfront, the new member of the Seven that would replace Translucent, and Deadpool replaced The Deep. But what would happen is, we would see that, before I was talking about The Deep earlier, The Deep would have actually started to get even more pissed off from the fact that he was literally replaced, and it's already somebody in a red suit walking around and even building up a bigger fan base than him. On the time Deadpool was here, Deadpool's gained about 60 to 70,000 views on different people taking photos of him in public and on the sidewalk, him taking selfies with each other or selfies with people, and him racking up an entire fan base in a matter of about 2 days. Like, he's literally racking up views on top of views. People think he's charming with his personality and how he talks so much, but also his joking humor and his suit. As he would also say, I wear red because I don't want to see the back. I wear red because the back, I don't see me bleed. Now what happened is we could switch to near the end of this episode, where the boys are accompanied by, well, Deadpool. As Deadpool and the boys are basically talking, and pretty much Wade is in his civilian clothes and basically has a hoodie on covering his burnt up skin or mutated skin, as we get switched to basically what would be Susan Reiner, basically the FBI agent that they were working on or trying to work with, as she would have told them or tried to give them evidence about what was going on and how it's some sort of information going down. But basically what happened is, basically Mother's Milk would have given her some information about this pretty much rogue soup from Taiwan, maybe India, and a bunch of other things. And basically saying that another shoe drops. And she says it just keeps catching up to me. She's saying that it's some sort of puzzle that I have to put together, and something's happening. And it's some sort of thing that's going on now. It's so many weird things happening. The whole picture. Vought isn't some sort of... It has some sort of coop inside of it or something. Something's happening. But Deadpool would have noticed that her nose is about to blow, as Deadpool would have covered his face saying this is where it comes, as people would have literally started to tweak out, them saying, what the fuck is going on? Huey would start to tweak out, as Huey would have been grabbed by Deadpool, and Deadpool would have chucked him into the back of the van, them telling each other to go, go, go. As Huey would have started to pull out a gun on Wade, saying, is that you? Wait, did you do that? As he would have said, no, I just heal fast, like Kimiko. I don't have no powers like that, buddy. As he would have basically said that, I knew this was gonna happen. As he would have said, why would you not do anything? Why did you not tell us to go somewhere else? As he would have said that, well, in this part, the show never told us where the guy or the person was standing, or a girl. As he would have looked at the van, but, well, basically would have looked at the audience, though, you know, with the sexy eyes. Huh? But besides that, enough of me homoing out. But what happened, we could switch to pretty much, well, Stead Edgar having a one-on-one talk with Homelander, and us being shown that Homelander is not the boss of anything. Homelander was trying to tweak out even more, since he just got basically disobeyed by the new recruit, Deadpool. And also Stead Edgar is tweaking on him. Stead Edgar would have been kind of confused, saying, what do you mean, a new replacement? Deadpool? They would have both looked at each other and basically said, what do you mean? Deadpool isn't with you? Instead, Edgar would have smiled, saying, maybe. But, go on, Homelander. And also, just for your you are not bots. You are simply product. As they would have switched away from that, as what would happen is we would see that Homelander would have arrived at Ryan's home, or basically, well, Ryan's mother's home, and would have said that, I'm here to see my son. So, that would have happened. Basically, Becca. So, after Becca and whatever things would have pushed off and basically tipped off, we said that the boys, accompanied by Wade, would have started to tweak out, but what would happen is basically, well, Starlight would have asked Huey what was really going on. Now, what would happen is we would see that Huey would have been kind of confused, saying that it's nothing, but him being told
exactly the same thing that would have happened in canon. But what happened, let's just say things would have popped off a lot different. But I'm going to leave it off here, guys. So basically, this is just a pilot episode. I'm going to get a lot more into the better humor and the better scripting scenes between each character and the, well, pretty much dynamic between each character in part 2. But this is the pilot giving you the feel of what's going on in the series. Like, this series is going to take drastic steps from season 2 to season 3, and basically a bunch of other things. Characters might not die, and characters might get pushed to be better people through this interference of a new being in the universe. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. As always, guys, have a blessed day. Deuces, I'm about to beat my